Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. But I want to bring your attention to a show that I'm going to be having tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I'm encouraging all of you, those of you that are listening to this video, to tune in tonight. Because perhaps this might be some of the reason why we have all of the mess that is going on in our own country. Because you have to listen to these things. These things, the trouble we've been having in Liberia didn't start overnight. These are things that's been happening from time to time. There are those who came before us, past generation, failed to recognize these things, and will continue to repeat them. And because we ourselves have not yet able to recognize and see if those things can be rectified, so that this country, beautiful country of ours, can be built just by our hands as Liberians. It doesn't matter who you are at this point. Concord country, it doesn't even exist anymore. We're all one another. We're all one country, one people. But if we do not understand why these things are happening to us, we're most likely not going to be able to find solution. So I ask you tonight to join me.
Yet, how does one begin to help people who swim on their own flooded streets to voting booths to vote incompetent criminals back into office?
Yes, that is a big question we all have to answer. How do you help people who will go to the voting booth swimming in their own flooded streets just to vote people in offices who are incompetent? And those incompetent people that are being voted in offices will also appoint people who are also incompetent. So this is like a big deal. How do we help our brothers and sisters to make sure that their voting rights are utilized effectively? They have the voting cards. They must be told how important their voting cards are to all of us. And so I'm saying those of us that have this platform, this is not time for hate. You don't come into this because you hate. You must do all you can to educate the voters themselves, how important their voting cards are. Because of their vote, our leaders be able to do what is right for our people. Join me this evening as I try to explore this particular question and many more that will be coming. Join me this evening at 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific, where we will take on this question and be able to see how much we can go. With your help, we, the Liberian people, will be able to educate our brothers and sisters that have the right to vote whoever they want, but they must do so with responsibility. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. Thank you very much.
C'est autiste encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique a pas lu que yo quand il y a Sylvie il a quoi que j'ai vu prince l'Amérique a pas lu que t'as bien de moi avec moi nous en somme on va battre au moins néo mon temps dit est à mon ça va bien faire moi dit toi avec la local yo
doing anything that people get amended. And with me from 2005 to date. We're all doing anything. I've done something. Trust me. I'll be re-elected. You understand? So you don't need to fight. You don't need to destroy your country. You don't need to even condemn your country. You have to be inspired, peacefully, and then convince the people, persuade people. Politics is about persuasion. And it's about what you have done for your people. I have done so much that I don't need pay for. You know why I don't need pay for? Because Liberians love me and they promoted me when I was on a soccer page. You understand? And they were proud to be Liberian when I was on the soccer page. And I've done my best for my country. I'm a former peace ambassador. It doesn't matter what people say. I'm on record.
Yao, abela lokeyo, bivito jogbai, bivito noba, matisi mokeyo. Manager Gigi, ouais que jamais forcé ou, si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noska Yassen de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniche les deux.
Henry, I can tell you the problem of this country with respect to prices, with respect to health, with respect to education, and largely tied to roads. There are no roads. You don't see opportunities where they should be when you don't have roads. From up to 173 years, we only have one road. How do you know what is happening in Bapolu when you don't have roads? You don't go there. The prices of goods, commodities on the market are high because to get them to where they are needed. So there's no way you can, when I talk about road, I'm not talking about 14 road on the sidewalk in Monrovia, $50,000 road and make it $3 million. We're talking about roads that will open up the country. We're talking about roads that will open up opportunities, roads that will get businesses going, and dependency reduced because people believe their goods and commodities can get to the market. That's what we're talking about.
But we'll prosecute and will confiscate assets that people steal and acquire by illicit means. I often say that in Liberia, when people get caught, they send their wife, they send their children, they send their relatives, whatever, to come and beg. I'm saying the Liberian people, don't come and beg. You know, don't come and tell me, oh, stand to help you get elected. He talked nice about you on the radio station. Now he's stealing, so forgive him. Stanley should have known when he was stealing that we're going to punish him. So there's going to be consequences. That's the first thing. Then we have to make sure we're paying people a living wage. So we did the arithmetic, we did the math in 2017 that when you look at policeman's salary or healthcare worker's salary or teacher's salary, by the middle of the month, the money finished. By the time they pay rent, they buy food, they pay the children tuition, and of course, they're not going to starve, right? So the policeman will pull you over, the teacher will accept bribe, they change grades.
Thank you, Mr. Toll. Thank you very much. You did a wonderful job again tonight. We want to thank you very much for coming on. And what can I say? I am enjoying myself. Folks, good evening. Please share this video as much as you can. We want to thank you. I'm drinking sweet. I'm drinking drink. Sweet. Again, folks, why am I enjoying myself this much? The man will soon come by. The troublemaker will soon come by. He called me today, all the way from Monreal. He threatening now he's going to fire me. I said, you ever? He said, I'm coming back. I said, you're not coming back. He said, you're coming back to fire me. You waiting like, bro, you thinking about firing me here? Yeah. The liberal must be doing something to the conservative. Able joining able to come on my show. The other Able Sawyer, Dr. Tipotet, Dr. Family, he ain't able to come on my show either. Anyway, folks, thank you on a very serious note. We want to thank all of you again for tuning into Liberian Public Radio. Thank you very much for your support. Your continuous support is very important to all of us. And we want to thank you very much. We'll do our best to come out here every night and we'll show our face. We might not be able to say all you want us to say, but we'll do our best to say what we think we need to say. Now, we're not asking you to accept. We're just asking you to give us the opportunity to say what we want to say. Thank you for that. Thank you for your understanding. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again for this wonderful day. Thank you. Because of you, we're here. Because of you, we will be here tomorrow. Only you have that power over us. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for the blessing you continue to pour on Liberia. Thank you. Those who have gotten hurt during this process, election process, those who have passed away during because of the election process, my Lord, we ask you to take their soul and bless them. We ask you to continue to bring solace in the family hearts. Cool their heart. These are loved ones. And we want to thank you for that, for providing the safety net for all of us. Thank you. We sympathize through you with this family, CDC family. We sympathize with all of those folks that are in CDC, whether they're hurting or not. We sympathize with them. They are our brothers and sisters as well. This is very important because all of us are in there for Liberia. And if any one of us get hurt in the process, we all should grieve because of that. And with that, I want to say, my Lord, please provide solace for the members of CDC and their family, CDC family. We ask you, my Lord, to bless the host country, the United States of America. But before that, my Lord, please, I ask you again tonight. We put Liberia in your hand. We put Liberians in your hand. Guide us. Guide the system. It's rumors we're hearing about violence here. But please, my Lord, only you. Because at this point, we cannot appeal to the good senses of the political leaders themselves. We can only come to you. And because of you putting good senses in the mind of the political leaders themselves, things will happen positively for all of us. And we ask you to bless her. Bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Bless the opposition leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. With that, I want to ask you once again to bless the host country of the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, Samson told Libron Public Radio, I've asked you already to share this video as much as you can. Share this video. Share this video as much as you can. Excuse me for drinking, because when a man come by, you will come by with all kinds of restriction on me. So why you not here? Let me enjoy myself small. They may come by here, you'll see. Water Cutter will be on this show. You'll see I number 9 will show up. You'll see Emma George will be regular. You'll see PhD, Emma Sawyer, Dr. Tibotech, Dr. Formula. He will be on here every night. So since they all run away from the liberal right now, and me and my little begin with let me enjoy myself. I beg you, you're just bear with me. Let me enjoy myself. They may come by, you will bring a lot of restriction on me. I have to fight. I have to fight with him. I have to fight with Emma George, because those are the two most conservative on this show. I have to fight with the PhD. It's a lot of fighting. So let me send the night here. Let me enjoy myself. You please bear with me. Let's come together and enjoy ourselves together. All right. When they come, they're not going to drive me away, because I'm always going to be here as a counterweight. But one of the interesting things that I found out lately, folks, this math director, he's to have him on here on LPR Family, I think we're blessed on a very serious note. And one of these days, I will invite him so he and I can have a serious conversation. Because things, I'm not going, because he doesn't like for me to praise him, because he feel like he's not doing. There are other people that are doing way better. He said, but in my book, he's doing better. He's doing way better than many of us. So I'm not gonna take a backseat on that. But I will invite him, and what I might also do is invite one of those older folks that just have more wisdom, but just as good as he is, and then let them have a conversation with us. But I will do that. So let me go on politics as usual. Tonight program, of course. I'm waiting for the analysts to join me. But my people, Kumi getting traction. Hey, Kumi getting traction. Where the traction before? Where the traction before, Honorable Kumi? Everywhere you go, everybody following you. But I scared. Where Kumi get the kind of traction from? Where my stuff? Okay, wait a minute. I want even further. Kumi getting traction. They say Kumi. I say Kumi getting traction. Where Kumi getting the traction from? I don't know. But we inside. Kumi getting traction. People following Kumi everywhere he goes now. Myself. I scared. But on a very serious note, the Kumi newspaper everywhere, they're reporting on how good Kumi is doing. Alexander Kumi, not just what you call, not just front page Africa. Daily Observer, Alexander Comey intensified engagement with voters across Colorado County. What? Meet first time vote. My goodness. The one that scary thing. The one part that scary thing. Oh, they said, but look at him. Look at a picture, man. People going from page Africa. Look at a picture. In a play, everybody face bumping him. Oh my goodness. Collaborating political party, Stinner Bearer, Alexander Cummings is intensifying his grassroots. Oh, they say grassroots. Whoa, grassroots. My goodness, that's that naked word, grassroots. That's scary. Grassroots engagement strategies with voter across Colorado County, accompanied by his vice Stinner Bearer, Councillor Charlene Bronsky. On Saturday, Comey marched alongside first-time voter industry seeking their support for both himself and CPP Representative Kennedy, Mr. Martin Colley. Yeah. The politician like Brian, now you say, oh, Comey getting traction. Comey on there. Let me work on it. What's this? What's going on with my sister nephew there, my bro? Oh, my Tabata talking. And that's not good. Plenty people not hearing my Tabata. People be texting me, man, we can't hear you. All my Tabata talking to they can't hear me. Hey, man. That's not good. But anyhow, folks, they say Comey getting traction. So what behind that? Why is it now that Comey is getting traction in Monrovia, in Liberia? Does it mean was he not looked at before? I think the voter just started looking at him now. What happened? I need to go a little bit deeper than that. I can't just say Comey getting traction there and start running away with that. I gotta go a little bit deeper than that. The other young man, CDC, calling says CDC admire. I know he's CDC supporter. Elvis, you'll be calling here tonight. I will question you. Can't say, Comey, you're not the way you think. You're not a tough guy. Don't be tough. You're not tough. They say you getting traction. Elvis. They said Comey getting traction. But you say you're not tough guy, you're not tough. They say you getting traction. So what you're saying now? Okay. So tonight again, I'm gonna take my time tonight. I've been saying here for a very long time that President Weah, many of us, and I will put myself in it, not anymore though, because I realize now that my first thinking way back is I should have stuck with that. But of course, as a liberal, I move all over the place. As Mr. So would say, he's not stable. I am stable, but I move all around. But so I tend to say, oh yeah, I follow the crowd. But then I came back to my original position that President Weah is not somebody to sneeze at. You can't play with him. They must not disguise him. They must not do anything to say President Weah, he able playing your strategy and facing like a man. That thing you tell the man he said, do that. He fooling you. The man is educated. He's fooling you. He want you to think, say, he know. Then when you rather suck you, then you can't think, say, oh, the man know that he's smart. No. What kind of man, you tell me now, what kind of man, no father, no man in Europe? White people control. Black man from Gibraltar, black man from Monrovia. He should say, he never used to have. Then you say the man that's why he went all the way to Europe and conquer
one of the most prestigious activities in Europe. In the early 60s and 70s, beside Eusebio in Portugal, the one they brought from Mozambique. Besides that, no many black people are in that activity. And the young man came and conquered it. They'll say, you know anything? That one you must say that I can't believe. I want this man to be defeated. But you have to approach him as though he's one of the PhD, which he is. That your doctor thing, that's not what I'm talking about. The man is smart. The man is, you know, one of the things that will do to us again, he will fool us all the way back to the executive mansion. You don't think if you're up to this point, you don't think that I'm smart and you can't approach him from there? Approach him on the intellectual level. You go there, the man ready to tell you, say, you think about it. Those of you that are here in the United States, you get money, you get power, but you work here making good living. How do you get there? How did you get there? If you are not smart, how do you think Cummings got to the position he was in? If you are not smart, that one you want to tell me here, and not flying with me anymore. I want Dr. Weir to be defeated. And so when I'm approaching every subject matter that have to do with Dr. Weir, I will do it from an intellectual perspective. I'm not coming here and can't talk. Hey, what kind of business day? The man he's standing in a ring, and the man he say that no, that your president, he can be fooling us. The man smart, you know both. The man can be fooling us. That the fooling, he will fool us until you get back to the executive mansion. Come on, sit down there. The man know both. The man know that. I think the man live in Europe. Eh? You think, okay, those of you that say, oh, the man can be got a phone. Y'all go use your phone now. Go use your phone and move Lima. Go use your phone and move Tenenbaum. You think that phone that brain work? Just sit down there. My own, I want president, we have to be defeated. And so whatever subject matter that I'm going to be engaging him on, respectfully, let me put that out, I will do it from an intellectual perspective. Because I'm not one of those fools who believe President Weir he's incapable. Far from it. He most likely got the most corrupt people around him. So that I know. But in terms of management and things, people he brought on board to manage, they're the ones that are corrupt and messing with us. But as far as his own strategy is concerned, let me play they say the one I come and play them. People will say, oh, the man crazy. But listen to this man. He collects crap. Listen to him at the very end. At the very end, the same thing I've been saying. President Weir, after this election is over, if and only if he's successful to win, he will dump a lot of people. And then, after, because this 6 year, if he wins now, the 6 year he will say that CDC are dashing CDC. So he gave the 6 year to CDC as a dash. So after that, when he win, he will clean house. Pew. All of them, they will go one by one. Because why? I believe that if and only if, and I'm hoping that it doesn't even come to that, if and only if President Weir were to win, he will be winning and fighting for his legacy, just like he did in Europe. There are some records he set are still there. This young man cares about setting record. And now, the fact that this country that he has struggled so much for, and he's leading now, the second round, if and only if, I hope it don't even come to that because I want him to be defeated. But he will clean house. He will bring in smart people. that will move Liberia to the higher heights. The second, if and only if President Weah were to win, he's not gonna bring the feces all around here again. No, he will say, "See this here, your thing, you go with all your trouble. This time around, this is my time. This is my Weah administration. Anybody who is unable to pull your own way, you're gone." Let me play this young man. And you think people crazy in Liberia? They're not crazy. They're smart. Listen to this young man.
One man is not competent to solve that brewing problem. You may cause that president for this country, who will stay moments until God will destroy the country. But every good thing comes slowly, brother. If you manage stomach, the belly, you'll regret. So we are doing 100% well, but people want for everything to be full, la la. Well, Joe, we are doing well. All the company that they want for Joe, we have to wear hand, carry the company to go and work. People say you like Joe, but you still doing all kind of business. How you feel doing the business? It can get me fast money. It can get me fast money that will not stop me for looking for iron. And I know George Weah will still fulfill his promise. He will not mad those corrupt officials that behind him. But George Weah is a leader, he's competent. I expected George Weah during his second term. I can see most of them is like getting record. Yes, I believe most of them will be sacked. So when getting record, it will be all right for those that lack into criminality ways.
The man that iron, go and collect scrap iron and sell them. But listen to that logic. Does it not make sense? Do you think President Weah, the man who like to set records, you think his second term around will bring the baggages around him again? These failed, corrupt guys around, you think he will bring them over? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because first of all, if he was to win the second term, he will want to be in a good book with America, because he cannot afford to be on the sideline within the next six years or so if he were to win. So in order for him to be in a clean book, all of the people will be brought to book. Believe me. Now, another major thing I'm going to be doing here tonight is this. They've been saying, well, Ambassador Baka been to that the one that he so-called sedition. They don't real. Those are the sedition that let to put a foot in their mouth all the time. They've been saying, where Ambassador Baka have done? He been in power, he been in political life for 40 some more years. He was here for 12 years. What they do? What they do? You're listening to this one. So Madam Salim, before leaving, one of the things I played here the other day, but I was on somehow I was rushing myself, but tonight I'm going to take my time. So Madam Salim, before leaving, she decided to document, video documentary of what they have done. But first, he said, Liberians, and this is what I've done myself. Anyway, I found she alone. I know that my mom, she's a little bit selfish. So every time when I found she alone, picture, I take it out. I put she and Ambassador Baka on there because that's their administration. So they decided to document. Well, sometimes it's good to look back. It's good to look back and appreciate what people have done. Having viewed this when I was putting it together, I really, really admire. Not only do I admire Ambassador Baka, but I really appreciate his effort, his support for Madam Salim and the people that were running the government, even though they were corrupt. According to John Molu, they were one of the most corrupt government ever in Liberia, which I believe. But look where we were when it came to power. Nothing was functioning. A friend of mine those days went home and people were using candles in these offices. Candles. Let's watch. I say again, we have to look back and appreciate. And they are corrupt. Don't get me wrong. If these people were not corrupt, if they were sincere, like some of the people that I know around here, if they were sincere, like some of the good young Liberians that I know, I don't want to call name tonight, that I know around here, I think by this time, Liberia would have been more than Ghana. Because one thing I do know about Liberians, I don't know about after the war, but before the war, Liberians were always proud of themselves. And how do you know that Liberians were proud of themselves? Go to the soccer field. At Tony Tutman Stadium, when you have Barrow and IE playing, how the spectators themselves will take ownership of the teams that they're supporting. The country of Liberia, in as much as we were suffering those days, but when Liberia is playing another country, the entire young people in Liberia those days will take ownership of Lone Star. But our political leaders those days refused to utilize that potential of these young people to really do something for the country. Back in the days, long time ago, when the president is traveling from Monrovia all the way to Kipamans, people from Sesto River, the way they split it, and I know about this because if people did not participate, they're going to go to jail. They will brush the entire road, clean it. All the trees are hanging over the road. They clean everything. From the way they do it, they say, okay, from Sesto River all the way to Zlatan. Everybody, the town, the Basham district area, people in fact, they used to go up in the countryside to bring people to clean the place. And people were not complaining, because if it is your time, you accept it and leave your farming business and go and help. Those days, I don't know about now. So the point that I'm making here is this. I'm glad that Madam Sali, who has been accused by many Liberians to be the mother of the war, to now document the damage, according to people, that her participation in the war, the damage she caused Liberians. I'm glad that she was able to document those things. But when you hear her making these stories about that, as though she's a fixer, somebody mess it up and I'm coming to fix it. Instead, the real truth is, according to the story, she messed it up and she was supposed to fix it. But what she didn't take into consideration, I believe, that things were truly damaged completely. And so when she came in, as God could have it, with the help of the international partners, she was able to straighten things up. I give her credit for that. But because of political greed, Madam Salif put herself through. Because of that, Liberians suffer greatly. But Ambassador Baka, Madam Salif came in, and they decided they were going to fix it. Now let's look at things. I want you to just don't listen to just what she's saying, but watch the video, watch the pictures, look at the buildings, look at the destruction we caused ourselves. Look at the destruction we set ourselves back 50 years plus. 50 plus. But she's claiming victory, so to speak. What we did when we came, this is what it was, what we did. And not mentioning the fact that she, according to many Liberians, were also the mother of the war, responsible for many of the damages that happened in that country. Let's watch. But despite that, I still give her credit. I'll still appreciate. Let's watch.
We inherited a nation largely reduced to rubbles as a result of many years of civil strife. Our economy collapsed, contracting to historical negative growth. An insurmountable debt burden of US 4.7 billion constrained the fiscal space to engender growth. Institutions were dysfunctional and integrity institutions virtually non-existent. We inherited a bloated civil service that paid an average US $15 a month and irregularly. The roads in our capital and other parts of the country were impassable. Due to destruction of our hydroelectric plant and transmission and distribution systems, there was no electricity grid. The people lacked access to basic social services. Schools, hospitals, and clinics were in ruins. Only a fraction of our children were in school and taught by unqualified volunteers. An estimated 51 doctors served a population of 4.5 million. The capital city's water and sanitation systems were destroyed. The state-owned University of Liberia was virtually closed, as were other institutions of higher learning.
One of the good things, as far as I'm concerned, that happened was that she was able to view her handiwork. She was able to visit these ugly past. And I bet, as a human being, I don't care how colorful she is, as a human being, most likely she's like, wow, I didn't know that how much damage we caused in this country. And so she was pretty much had to put herself in a position to fix it, fix some of it. But as God could have it, one who has a clean hand, one who is the father of the rescue mission, was on her side, right by her side. Keep encouraging her. Madam, we're here to work with you, Ambassador Waka would say. I was in the room. Yeah, I was in the room. Man, move from them. You know what I was there or not? That you tell me that you were there. What made you think say why I saying that? Not true. Man, please let me make my appointment. Madam, Ambassador Waka would say, where were you? We will work it out. We will make sure things happen in this country. Let history come back later on and pushing the blame, Ambassador Waka would say. But for now, madam, let's work hard, Ambassador Waka would say. I am the VP. You didn't just pick me to come and lay down and sleep, Ambassador Waka would say. My job is to encourage you and assist you, Ambassador Waka would say. And I will work with you. Whatever it is we need to do to move this country forward, Ambassador Waka would say, we will do so, Ambassador Waka would say. So for 12 years, Ambassador Waka worked with her, in and out. Go to places on behalf of the government and the people of the Republic of Liberia. And then you're kind of say the old man sleeping. You see her? You see her? See, one thing I like about your sedition, and I'm not going to miss my word here tonight. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. I'm not here for kumbaya. No. That kumbaya thing, they may come in next week. They okay, come here and do your kumbaya. What your cutter, I know, man, you come here, Mr. So be here next week, or do your kumbaya. But tonight, ain't no kumbaya here. The liberal is here, and I'll be truthful. So, when you're ready, the man was there for 12 years. What did he do? What did he do? We will remind you, and we will make sure we play this video from time to time so that you will understand where we were when Ambassador Waka and President Salif came in and worked hard to put you to where you are. I've been one of those who've been accusing President Salif of not putting in place a political structure. I thought. But I will be a little bit, my accusation will be reduced just a little bit. The temperature of my accusation will be reduced just a little degree. Negative, no, it's still in the positive area, but I'm going to go ahead and, decrease the degree just by a little bit. Why am I doing that? Because I've recognized that with the help of Ambassador Bakai, Madam Sali, with all of the corrupt behavior she and her people have, Ambassador Bakai kept himself clean. Not only that, he keeps saying to her, history will come and repeat. History will be written about this, about our administration. I'm not going to worry about what people do. People are watching. My job, Ambassador Bakai said, is to assist the president to do good. Let's watch another video. That thing I had to play around. This one. Once again, whenever you find she and Mr. Ambassador Bakai picture, I put it there. Because most of the time when she's doing these things, they just put her picture alone for what? You know, the woman said again, I think she's a little bit selfish. Because I were you and you got Ambassador Bakai. So I went in. When I see a picture, technology and we all our hand can be busy. When I see a picture, I take it out of there because she alone. I take it out, I put she Ambassador Bakai there because they were two that were running the administration. Let's watch. Samson told LeBron, but your thing are here to come play tonight. Please. Let's watch. So what happened? I put the wrong one on. Oh yeah, Samson, you something. The one you kill yourself. Oh yeah, y'all don't worry. I come in. What kind of is it? But when now I from town, what you want from me? Man, I beg you, man. You see the face I got shit for it? Man, I beg you, man. You can't know what I'm doing. Hold on, folks. Samson told the public radio, who. What happened? What did I put up here? All right. Okay. Where is it? Oh, I know what happened. Yeah. Oh, two conservative brother went into my stuff. I think that yeah, okay. All right. Okay. So let's watch it.
The past 12 years, we have changed the situation and environment locally and internationally. We have changed the international image of a pariah state to one of recognition for an important role in regional and global matters. We kept the high level of civil servants, increased their salaries by over 600%, and paid them on time. We reconstructed our hydroelectric plant to provide electricity to the communities in Greater Monrovia. The expanding electricity grid has already brought power to 5 counties: Nimba, Grand Jide, Maryland, Montserrado, and Mount Kibi now enjoy grid electricity. We have secured funding to expand our electricity grid to Bomi, Bong, River G, and Grand Bassa counties for an additional 100,000 connection of homes and businesses. With over 800 kilometers of primary and tertiary roads constructed, our administration has completed more roads than all past administrations combined. Our primary road from Monrovia now reaches the Ghana-Guinea border. We have completed the Buchanan Highway, started works on the Fishtown-Harper Highway, and secured the resources for the paving of a highway from Banga, Bong County, to Konya in Lofa County. We have also constructed primary bridges to replace the collapsed or aged ones and made significant progress on the pavement of streets and communities in the capital city, Monrovia. Today, the free port of Monrovia, which was closed to collapse in 2006, is now an International Shipping and Port Security ISPS certified port. The free port of Monrovia can now boast of a brand new marginal wharf of 600 meters long, as well as a new fuel unloading facility. Buchanan and Sino ports, once non-functional, are similarly under improvement. Our international airport, Roberts International Airport, will finally be up to standards with a repaved runway and a new terminal building to open mid-2018. We have constructed over 300 new schools and renovated hundreds of others. The 3 rural teacher training institutes are operational again and have trained over 6,000 professionals to replace unqualified volunteers. To address the dire need for quality education, we have renovated and renewed Tubman University in Maryland County, which serves as a regional institution of higher learning, and modified the learning facilities at the University of Liberia's Fendel campus. We have established 5 community colleges in Nimba, Lofa, Bomi, Grand Jide, and Grand Bassa counties. We have also instituted an innovative partnership with private institutions with support from international foundations. Over 2 million students are now enrolled in school, compared to 600,000 in 2006. We currently have 712 functioning health facilities, many with auxiliaries for preventive action. With additional certified by the reactivated Dogliotti School of Medicine, we will have 298 medical doctors. We have renovated the JFK Referral Hospital in Monrovia, constructed a state-of-the-art hospital in the rural area at Tapita, and renovated and updated all county hospitals. Primary health care is free throughout the country. A first, an eye clinic established in partnership with the LV Prasad Eye Center of India with state-of-the-art service, is functional and has reportedly performed the first cornea transplant in West Africa. Our White Plains water treatment plant is back to pre-war status and providing 16 million gallons of piped water to residents in the capital city per day. Similar facilities are operational in Kakata, Buchanan, and Swedru, in Vonjima, Saniquili, and Robertsport. In the area of security, justice, and the rule of law, we have a new and professional army, and more than 7,000 police officers and other security personnel have been trained and deployed all across the country. Our efforts to decentralize so that government services are more accessible to our citizens has led us to build 15 service centers, 1 in every county, and dozens of courthouses in the various counties, including a state-of-the-art facility in Nimba County. Additionally, institutions such as the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Auditing Commission, and the Internal Audit Agency, just to name a few, have all been established and or strengthened to better protect our national resources. In spite of all the gains mentioned, perhaps the most important achievement has been the Liberian people's resolve to keep the peace. Freedom of speech and expression have been protected, and our
Yes. with the help of Ambassador Bakai. There's no question asked. Now, observation, only observation from the liberal progressive. Observation. If you don't like my observation, close your ears and we can move on. Madame Salih will not have achieved what she got or what she achieved if it hadn't been Ambassador Bakai being on her side as a vice president. If she has chosen any other person other than Ambassador Bakai, it wasn't going to be like that. It wasn't going to be like that. Because for just by observation, it seemed to me that Madame Salih's temperament was never going to match with Amos Sawyer's temperament, was never going to match with any of these PhD temperament. No way. No way. The only person her character will fit in perfectly was Ambassador Bakai. Yes. Was Ambassador Bakai. Because Ambassador Bakai recognized and truly believed in the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, folks. There is nothing else. Many of these both people, they were never going to subject themselves to Madame Salih and accept to be steamrolled by Madame Salih the way she did Ambassador Bakai. But Ambassador Bakai, being an educated person and someone who believed in the culture of the Republic of Liberia, someone who also believed in the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. And let me point you to something here quickly. Yes. You know, when we do this thing, when we open our mouth, this CD, say, wait, what are you talking about? They may know anything. Yeah? I'm coming to you. Article 50. The executive, that is Article 50. The executive power of the Republic shall be vested in the president, who shall be head of state, head of government, and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia. The president shall be elected by universal other stride of registered voters in the Republic and shall hold office for a term of 6 years, commencing at noon on the third working Monday in January of the year immediately following the election. No person shall serve as president for more than 2 terms. That's what I want you to get. This is why Madame Salih was able to do what she did in the 12 years. Whether you believe it or not, I just show you. The only way and the only reason why Madame Salih, if you're going to term it as being successful, it was because of Ambassador Bakai. And I will give you, for this is the liberal. I'm not here for friendship business. No. What you do to me? My hate for you more. You hate for you more. I must be truthful with my God and myself. That's it. This, you can take this to the bank. Ambassador Bakai appears, the men let us sleep. No. Ambassador Bakai recognized his space. Ambassador Bakai has the ability to compartmentalize the governmental function, the functionalities of each part of the government. I just mess my man. Amen. Ambassador Bakai too smart for us, man. What? Yeah. You know, they were going through their video and reading each thing. It just made me to recognize how smart this man is. It's unbelievable. He has a choice. He's a vice president. And I will show you an example here. You want to debate me? I'll come back tomorrow and I'll play a video. What kind of business is this? Ambassador Bakai, recognize. First, he asked himself a question. Was I there? Yeah, I was there. What do you say? You say I was not there? That you who are you? Who are you to tell me whether I was there or I was not there? May I beg you, may your family to sit down, man. Ambassador Bakai asked himself, What is the position of the vice president? What are things a vice president of a country is supposed to do? He defined that based on the definition given to him through the Constitution. He said to himself, was I there? Yes, I was. He said to himself, first, I'm a Liberian. Second, I believe in our culture of respect for rule and law. Third, the reason why I was elected, I must fulfill that. Then the people say, man, we're there for 12 years. Wait, listen to this. Article 51 in executive now. There shall be a vice president who shall assist. Who shall assist. See, your meaning of your sedition. God bless you. They ain't call you for vice president because you're going to be violating the Constitution every day. You're going to be violating. Some of you are coming up with a benevolent dictator. Can you imagine some of you would have been selected as vice president? We would have been in trouble. We would have been in trouble. Benevolent dictator? Oh my goodness. Ambassador Barker. Go back to him. The vice president shall assist the president in the discharge of his function or her function. People that wrote it here, they all are social men, the PhD there. You see why they were not even going to work with President Sally? Look at the country. They even post slides though. They say his function. You see, these people, like remember your Sunday, they wrote the Constitution back in 1986, and they didn't even post slides. His or her. They say his. That means woman can be, man, these people, they're way behind time, man. But Ambassador Bakar is not behind time. Ambassador Bakar is not behind time. Ambassador Bakar is way above every one of us. And this is no joke. So let me say this. The vice president shall be elected on the same political ticket and shall serve the same term as the president, except the vice president shall be president of the Senate. He performed that effectively. 2, he assists effectively. The second one, he was president of the Senate and he did that effectively. The vice president over its deliberation without the right to vote. You never saw Ambassador Walker say, I want to vote. If some of your sedition and you're the vice president, you're going to be violating the Constitution every day. Not Ambassador Bakai. Because he understood, number one, our culture, which is the supreme. Then the Constitution. People say, well, they allow Mr. So what? I say so. If I make my culture supreme over the Constitution, what do you say about it? May I beg you, man, to sit down. He shall, except in the case of tie vote, that he can vote. He shall attend meetings of the cabinet and other governmental meetings and shall perform such function as the president shall delegate or deem appropriate, provided that no power specifically vested in the president by the provision of the Constitution shall be delegated to the vice president. Ambassador Baka is quite aware of all of that. And that's why you hear one foot. When Ambassador Baka done for 12 years, you hear anything? You hear foot. You hear foot from Ambassador Baka. Because he had the Constitution in his pocket every day. He respected the Constitution. And me, Samson, Vice President of Manasali, we ended up in Supreme Court long time ago. Long time ago. I was sure for every dime share. But now we're Ambassador Baka. President Salif, on a very serious note, this lady also intelligent, though, but she knew very well. See, they know each other well. They're friends. President Salih, friend with Marcus Barfield, friend with Marcus Dunn, friend with Sam Jackson, friend with Du Messi, friend with Tipote, friend with all of these big bold people. They're good friends. They're good friends. I got document here to show that when she was here in the 70s, she was serving PAD as an economic advisor. I got paper here. I got it here. So she knew all these people. But what she also knew, that her character was not compatible with any of these people being in the same position or in the same room for more than 2-3 hours, let alone a day. She can't make it with them. She cannot stand them. I don't want to bust out some secret here tonight. I'll be quiet. But all I can say, she can't stand them. However, she recognized when she looked around, she knew Ambassador Bakai, that this man believed in the culture of the Republic of Liberia. This man does not go around running his mouth, because those of you that from the Pele Loma society, you don't run your mouth like people like Samson told them. No. Those people, they are different. The manner, the Pele, the Loma, they have that kinds of understanding. They are certain things. They don't go rubbing their mouth. Loma man, you and Loma man start having confusion here. Something that has to do with deep culture. You say, hey, man, I want to talk, but I want to know. Because the culture does not allow them to have a mouth, just like Samson told, running his mouth every day. Hey, man, hate you. Hey, Loma man will not say the kind of thing, because that's not what they talk about. That's not how they behave. They respect the culture. They respect people. But don't let that fool you. Don't let that fool you and think that you're going to keep power with them. They will flock you. Simple as that. They don't fool around. They don't fool around. I know them. But that's besides the point. So Ambassador Baka was picked specifically, I believe, specifically picked by Madame Salive. By Madame Salive as an anger to a valuable behavior. Her behavior is like a Coca-Cola. You shake it, you open your foie. Okay? So Madame Salive recognized, with this kind of character I have, she said to herself, I need somebody who will cool things down. And so she picked Ambassador Bakai. And Ambassador Bakai, on the other hand, yeah, whatever you say that your business. Like I said, I'm here for friendship business. On the other hand, Ambassador Bakai, on the other hand, recognize the interest of the Liberian people. Before getting into this position of being the vice president, as thoughtful and respectful as he is, he must have analyzed. He must have analyzed that, yes, indeed, I want to be a vice president. I will be a vice president. But what are my responsibilities? Folks, this is what we get in someone who has the interest of the country. Let me show you. Hey, yeah, what person here? Say I will cry because Ambassador Baka will not. I don't know what yardstick he's using. When was the last time you talked to the voter in Liberia? I don't want to call your name. You here, you know yourself. When was the last time you talked to the voter in Liberia that I will cry? Man, you're fun to sit down, man. You think I hear come some kind of French here? That's what I do. Okay, so let's go a little bit. I will play all of your video. Don't worry. I'll play all of your. But let's look at this. Let's look at Ambassador Bakai. How does he feel about corruption and what it does to a country, what it does to a society? And then when you listen to these videos, you will understand why Ambassador Bakai. And after all of my time, then I will make my conclusion. You think I here for friendship business? I will tell you what my conclusion is. If you don't already know, this is the liberal Samson told Liberian Public Radio, folks. We're not here to take prisoner anything. We're here to be truthful. I'll be truthful with you. I will not lie to you. Because if I lie to you, then I lie to myself, then I lie to my God. I can't do that. Again, let me sip on my sweet tea here because they may coming back next week. The CEO will be back next week. And all my tabata will be seizing at that time. He will not allow me to enjoy myself. He and the other conservative will come on here and try to do something. All right. So let me play this. Let me play this on a very serious note. Listen to this. Listen to this, folks.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
It will bring a lot of peace. If the corruption is managed properly, if the economy is managed properly, there will be a lot of peace. Ambassador Bakai. Folks, those are the kinds of statements that you expect out of someone who is willing and ready to lead us. There's no joke around it. There's no joke. There's no joke. So if you listen to Ambassador Bakai with that kinds of statement, folks, and you don't see that he's seriously mean business, then you're not looking yet. You're not looking. You're not looking. Because Ambassador Bakai is telling you that he's telling you that there are things in this place here we must do to help ourselves. To help ourselves. And I'll play the other video to help ourselves, to make sure that when we do things, we make sure those things that we want to do that will benefit us, all of us, not just one person, all of us. Because if we don't do that, and we try to do things that will benefit us as individual, then perhaps we're not doing ourselves a favor. Because these people that were not helping will come to us to beg. And begging is not good for our society, and it's not good for things that we want to do for our country. Folks, if somebody comes out and make that kind of statement, I was making a statement earlier. I said, and now I'm going to prove it, and if your CDs you come here and want to dispute, then come back tomorrow because I will play the video. The current government, President Weah, until the sanction came up, Vice President didn't have inside track with President Weah. We all know that. There was a lot of issues. We read that. There were public disagreement. We read that. If they bring that money out, you're going to eat it. That free money, that stolen money. We heard that. We heard that. We heard that. Until the sanction. She came out and told us that when the people ready to have meeting, they're having a meeting 1 o'clock in the night. What kind of woman would want to be out in the street for 1 o'clock in the morning? That's the vice president and the president. That means there are issues. You never had that for President Salif and Ambassador Bakai. In fact, until Ambassador Bakai made that statement, park in the garage, which came with a context that many of us took out of context and decided to run away with it. Until that statement was made, you never knew that there was issue between the two. Until she, Madame Sally, decided to make the statement generational change. People like, what? They may serve you for 12 years. You're talking about generational change? What generational change you're talking about? What generation is that? My generation? What generation is that? But those are the examples that I want to show you. And I want you to see that this Ambassador Baka must be given the opportunity to rescue. Now let's listen to Ambassador Baka talking about this specific rescue business. Did he really going to rescue us? Or is he saying that with his help, we, the Liberian, will be able to rescue ourselves? Did he say that with his help, we, the Liberian, will be able to rescue ourselves? And you think I'm making it up? Let me play that video. Folks, I'm not here for kumbaya. Let's listen to Ambassador Baka. What Ambassador Baka, please explain to us. You and your team call yourself rescue. What exactly are you talking about? Because people have been asking, what are you trying to rescue? What are you rescuing? Tell us, what exactly you're going to do for us? This rescue business. Explain to us. Let's listen to Ambassador Baka.
Liberians, we want to give you hope. God gave hope to you, but it put leadership in charge. And that leadership must be conscious of the need of the people. If that leadership is not conscious, it's all they're talking about chartering planes, going around, singing, and taking your children, pushing them to Kush. What they want to do is to destroy you so their children can go to foreign schools. And we are saying, this is your country, this is where your life is, and we will be under obligation. I am saying to all persons, when you come to JMB government, you better come with clean hands, because we're not going to allow people to steal people's money and live forever. You work, you earn, but it's to build the life of these people that stand there to put you in office. They are the ones giving you the job. When you vote for people, you're giving them a job. And I don't know whether people are now ashamed to steal from those people who are under you, who serve you. You take their per dime, you eat it. You take their salaries for yourself, you reduce. When you work, you want your salary to increase. But for your salary to, what if you are making $500 a month and you went to the bank and took loan? And you told the bank, I'm making $500, the bank said, all right, every month we take $200. And the president come and reduce our salary to $300. How are you going to pay that loan? How are you going to pay? How are you going to pay? This is a heartless move, and these are the kind of heartless people who want to remove. Don't take them for fun, because if you take them for fun, you're doing it to yourself. And when you are hurt, we are hurt. Because most of the people don't go to them, they come to us. Because when the big people build their houses, put their fences, you can't get there. They go to people who feel sorry for them. We don't want people to feel sorry for you. We want people to respect you. Respect you by what you do. We give you professions. You can work, get paid, and your children will say, yeah, our daddy has come, our mother has come. If you don't do that, come October 10, you're cheating yourself. You're not cheating me. You're cheating yourself. They can divide you the money today, but how long will that money go? When they give you money here, they give you money to people up country. So we are saying to you, we want those votes. Let those votes show and obligate us, and we'll prove to you that what they're telling you, that this is your life, is not your life. That this country can be better. This country can provide for everybody. We are in agriculture, we can provide food. Nobody in this country has been in agriculture that knows it better than I am here. And so, I want to say to you, Liberians, this is the last chance you have to rescue yourself. And we are here to help you rescue yourself. What we're here for, the rescue mission, is to give you hope, to say to you, put confidence in us. And in no time, you will see that your children
are going to good schools. We're not going to allow any child from the elementary to the 12th grade to be in the street selling candy and things. Be in school. Go to school. Government will pay the teachers. We want good classrooms that our children will sit and be proud. We want competition. We want the children to be. I would like to go somewhere and they say this is a Liberian child that is doing so well. I do not understand the mind of the people where they think that everybody should be worshiping them. You don't need to worship me. We want competition. We want the children to be.
I want you to watch something, folks. I'll pause this video. I want you to watch something and compare that to CDC gathering. Look at the audience. How silent the audience, how silent these people are. Eating every word of Ambassador Baka, listening to him very carefully. All of the, look at the faces. You don't see people jumping up and down. That's not the scene when you go to CDC rally. I just pointed this out. Look at it.
I would like to go somewhere and they say this is a Liberian child that is doing so well. I do not understand the mind of the people where they think that everybody should be worshiping them. You don't need to worship me. You just need to prove that you're a Liberian, you want to learn. And so today we are here to talk to you. District 11, you elect a good legislator. You elect a good.
Did you see that? Did you see Ambassador Baka? What kind of business the conservative kind of enjoy myself? You just look like that.
You see the background?
I tell you. Yeah. What? Good evening. Good evening.
I just say you saying the link.
I send everybody the link. Man, one count. They're scared of me.
I just say he get a link from you.
I send the link. They're scared of me. But no, on a very serious note, say before we come to here, let me just wrap my tabata up here. The issue when you watch Ambassador Baka speaking, those young people were all gravitating towards Ambassador Baka's speech. They were not jumping up and down. They were not making no noise. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. One last thing, says, let me play this other video, then I'll come to you, and then you can help me to wrap it up. Let me play this one. This is the current vice president telling Liberians, and a very short one, telling Liberians, we got record now. You'll go examine our record. Listen to this.
I want to speak to the people of Liberia to ask them to look at our track record, to look at the plans and the programs. Let's not pay attention to the noise. There's a small thing people usually say, I think the president says it himself, let them do the talking, we'll do the working. President Weah is working for a better Liberia. And I think for that reason, and this legacy he's setting, you know, they say if the Christmas will be good, you'll see it on the see. If the president has sat over the past 5 years, and all of the things we can talk about and boast about today, we are not done, then we have been difficult for us. But I think his legacy is strong enough. Let's take away the personalities. Let's look at the fact that he came into government at a critical point. He's carried the government, he's maintained it, he's expanded the opportunities.
Okay. So, Sissy, thank you for joining me here. I've been saying a lot of stuff here with my tabata here tonight, but one of the things that I tried to point out was, I think Madam Salih, the fact that she was successful in doing what she did, if you want to say that she was successful, and if you don't believe it, that's up to you. But I think those success could not have come by if she had picked someone other than Ambassador Baka. Because I think Ambassador Baka, as I was saying, not because you're here, but the culture of the Loma, the Lofa people culture, the Nima, specifically Mana people culture, and the Bon County culture, because they have this poor society where they respect Whatever that is not to be talked about, it's none of your business. It's none of their business. They don't talk about it. They respect that. And I think because of that culture, that Ambassador Barker was able to respect and obey and follow. That could not have happened with Amos Sawyer. If Amos Sawyer was vice president, they would have ended up in the Supreme Court. If Dr. Famler was vice president, they would have ended up in the Supreme Court. That would not have happened. Or they would have been, she would have been able, I don't know what a constitution allowed the president to fire the vice president, but something like that would have happened. The only person that with that kinds of character Madame Salif had, the only person that character would match was Ambassador Barker, as far as I see it. One other person could have been, but you won't know that. There was a vice president that was picked by Tuber called Green. Green was picked by Tuber, and he died before Benny Warner came in. But Benny Warner coming in, Benny Warner used to be a big critic, Sunday morning critic for Tuber. So people thought picking Benny Warner was the way to silence him. But Green was somebody who was there to play, except he didn't live long. And I think Ambassador Barker suit Madame Salif perfectly to do what she did. You think I'm wrong that?
Well, in the intricacies of first thing, how you doing? I've been watching.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. They go in by pass. You pick up Mr. So bad behavior, so you're no good in here.
No. I was doing some yard work. And I thought to pay you homage to come on the show even after doing my yard work.
I appreciate
but I think Ambassador Boakai is trying to handle being Green or Benny Warner. And I don't think he struck the balance right.
No, I don't think so either.
I think he tried to struggle with that historical perspective, but he didn't get the right balance. Because Benny Warner became silent after he became vice president.
Right.
It's like if we take it back to people who are much younger, to the Lutheran bishop who became vice president of Amos Sawyer's interim government. Remember the Lutheran bishop?
Yeah.
And the Lutheran church had to struggle with that.
Right.
And at some point in time, they struggled with defrosting him or keeping him as a bishop. So I don't think the former vice president struggled rightly with it and came up with the right perspective. But I'll tell you this. Ellen is a master chess player.
Yes.
Good, bad, indifference. I personally don't like her politics. I don't like the way she prioritizes. Because for her, everything is a number and everything is movable. And it doesn't mean she's horrible. For me, I just think that we don't agree on the same ideas on what things are movable and what things can become numerical. And you can just think of things in terms of numbers and not in terms of people. That is a moral argument we can have on a different day. It's not for today. But that does not negate that she's a master chess player in the Liberian political system. And people who undermine her do that at their own detriment.
Right.
Because this woman has hardened her craft, not just from learned experience in the classroom, but from learned experience at post-stockade. When people raped her and violated her. And she crystallized all of that hurt. And she put that into a political process. We've never seen that anywhere before. And I think that's where people forget. That for some of us, you might come and talk about a political issue based on how you feel and how you think it might happen. But for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, when she comes and talks about political issues, it is personal for her.
Every time.
She was raped. She was every indecent thing was done to her because of politics. And she acts with the background of all of the evil that was done to her. And when people don't understand that, that's where they fall prey to Madame Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And I'm not trying to sit here and say she's right or she's wrong, but I cannot judge her experience if I have not been through her experience. It will pay us well to understand where she's coming from. That's the only point I gotta make on the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf issue.
So Ambassador Baka, being able as a vice president for 12 years, and we did not hear any kind of brouhaha or tabata coming from the executive mansion between the vice president and the president. Whereas this president, this current government, we heard Vice President Taylor telling people in Banga, eat their money, that stolen money, when they bring it, them, eat it. We heard the vice president, current vice president, Madam Taylor, telling everybody that these people, speaking about her government, that they usually try to have governmental meeting 1:00 a.m. And she said, which woman in the right mind will want to go to a men's meeting at 1:00 a.m.? So that means until the sanction, there was an issue. Now, you think Ambassador Baka perhaps was just afraid of Madame Sirleaf, or is it because he respect the Constitution and thereby allowing Madame Sirleaf to pull her weight, because that's what the Constitution says he should be able to assist, but not demand. The Constitution does not give him any kinds of constitutional mandate to run the affair of the Liberian government. That mandate was only for the president. However, the vice president should assist. But for me to assist you, first of all, you have to accept my assistance in order for it to be genuine. Other than that, I can say all I want to say. It doesn't matter. So do you think Ambassador Baka was just afraid, or he just somebody who understood his role as vice president? And one other thing here, these people that wrote the Constitution, they are the heavyweight of Liberian educated mind. But look at what they wrote here. I was just reading that earlier. Let me see here. Shall be blah blah blah. The president shall be elected. Blah blah blah. Monday, blah blah. Shall have a vice president who will assist the president in the discharge of his duty. Of his duty. And these are people highly educated. These are people who went to school here in the United States with me in their classroom. But yet still, when they got back, these are, the name is unbelievable. Dr. Kessler. And they will come and write a constitution and have in there of his. What do you make of it?
Well, I don't make anything of it. We still have a Bible that people preach on and talk about his and God being the male and 500 other things. So for me, I don't deal with it. I try to understand the use of the male gender.
Can you call President Sirleaf his?
No, but there are still biblical implications to talk about his. God created him male and female, and his and her talks about God being a his.
Bible does not control. Bible does not punish people in the Republic of Liberia if they violate the rule and regulation of the Republic of Liberia.
But
Constitution
you understand me now.
So I'll push back on it.
The word his did not preclude women from running for presidency. Hence,
I understand that, but when you use the language,
so hold on.
Okay.
in your Bible that you go and pay your 10% tithes to every time, sometimes the pastor wear better shoes than you in, it still talks about his as if male or super intelligent with respect to females. So I'm trying to tell you that this is not unique to politics or to the Liberian Constitution. That's the point I'm making. I'm not saying the Liberian Constitution is right. I'm just telling you that there are 500 other things out there.
Well, the thing I was trying to point out, and I was hoping you would be able to address, is the caliber of people that wrote this document.
So now you have people who were inspired by God. How can you be more advanced on the intellectual stage than being inspired directly by God? It must say that when I inspired by God, they get doctor to be other people that were sleeping in cave, eating mushroom, getting high or something else, and they were inspired by God, they were prophets. So let's not go down that route, right? But the point I'm trying to make here,
I'm not even going to touch that because you're talking about 1970, and I'm not going to touch that one. When you're bringing up mushroom, and I will stay out of that conversation completely.
I know all the church people coming get my inbox on that, but yes. Hey, my people, don't blame me. I'm a scientist. But here is the point I'm trying to make. Look, the Constitution was written as it was written. That is why in these Americas, we have amendments to the Constitution. You have the First Amendment, the Second Amendment has to do with weapons, the Third, the Fourth, the Fifth, the Sixth. There are so many amendments because constitutions are not supposed to be perfect documents. We are supposed to amend them to deal with the times. So that is no different from the Liberian Constitution. It should be amendment as they do with times. Apparently, the issue of his did not affect Ellen, a woman, from being president. My issue that I have is that people allow failed politicians, people who have failed in their personal lives, to become their influencers. And if we're allowing that to persist, Mr. Toe, we're going to continue to deal with failed processes. And that is the reason why every time we come on this platform, I always tell you, when people talk about Ellen coming, Ellen doing this, the other person coming doing this, I say, what are we telling our common people in the hinterlands, in the countryside, in the hamlets? And what are they doing? Who are they taking their messages from? Because for too long, we try to buy into this Western ideology of who are our superstars. And we take an Ellen, and then people kind of take her pages, whether it's Facebook or it's the X platform, and they clone it. And they post it, and we say, oh, that's not Ellen, that's Ellen. Why do I care what Ellen has to say? Why should somebody in Solowo, Lofa County, care about what Ellen says about who should be leader? They should do you well enough that you should believe in her. They see. So for me, it's a matter of who's your influencer. And I wrote that on my Facebook page because who you mark as an influencer has a lot more impact on the way you think. That is and I'm not saying I don't have people who influence my thoughts and ideologies. I do. And maybe I need to go rethink that also. But we all have to be in the process of thinking. If I respect you, Mr. Toe, you came to Minneapolis, you came and met with me, you're one of the people that I will listen to. In the background, we will argue here, you'll call me, I'll apologize, my papa, I'm sorry. It's not because I think you're the smartest person on this planet. It's because I think morally and lived experience, you are higher than me. So I need to listen to you. Some people might say, Mr. Tora Furiman.
They do that all the time.
They might not listen to you. That is their current reality. That's their present reality. It's not mine. And so what I would tell the Liberian people is we all have to think for ourselves. Who is the influencer? Is it Ellen? Is it Joe Barker? But what I would say about the Joe Barker issue is that the ambassador is what I've been asking on this platform for the longest time. I hope you can bear me witness. I've always said the ambassador needs to come up and speak about the difference between his Unity Party and Ellen's Unity Party. And I think he's trying to do that now. Because the Liberian people need to understand what is the difference. What
You think you struck a good point here, and let me push you on that a little bit more for more clarity. You think the fact that he was slow in trying to give us the balance, you think it have to do with the culture?
Well, it has to do with political expediency.
In terms of what go ahead, expand on that a little bit.
When Mrs. Taylor came out, Vice President Taylor came out, and she was having all these issues with within the CDC, and people try to blame it on McGill and everybody else, which I say people try to because it was gossip. We didn't have an authenticated version out there. But you could tell from her frustration, it was palpable. She was frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she didn't keep it within the established diplomatic framework, people looked at her as being bitter.
Mm-hmm.
And people look at the administration as being childish, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can take pluses and minuses from that. Joseph Boakai, on the other hand, took a different path. And people looked at it as him being too docile, too silent,
mm-hmm.
too not actionable enough. And he's telling us that I did this because I had to keep within the framework and understanding of our culture and our geopolitical understanding. That is his explanation. If you look at
it, is no explanation credible?
Well, again, I don't support the vice president, so I don't think it's credible. But people who support him think it's credible. Again, these are things that are subjective.
But when I mean credible, I'm not talking in terms of support, but are those legitimate reasoning that he's giving? Are those something someone who is from the background as Ambassador Barker will profess on that, will try to give that kind of explanation to say these are my reasons? Will you accept that? Okay. All right. Okay, he's back. All right. So, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Sorry. I'm out here today, and like I said, I'm doing yard work, so my neighbors on the internet too doing their live streaming.
Yeah.
The issue of how I see it, I guess, that's what makes it politics. It's going different from factions to faction. Me, as a Tewan Gonglo guy, listening to the vice president, the current vice president, and the past vice president, listening to the current vice president, I put both of them in the same boat and call it BS. Because the current vice president, Madam Taylor, has told us that the current leadership is bereft of the understanding of administration. And so they don't need to be re-elected. So whatever re-christening she had, whatever baptism she had later on, whether by water or by Holy Ghost, we all need to have that baptism to understand where she's coming from. Until we can have that, we can't understand it. But Joe Barker, on the other hand, has been, now it's coming out. He's been a little bit more
forceful.
forceful. Like you be on the network, I've been asking for this for a long time. You understand that?
Right.
For you to come out and tell everyone, what's the difference?
Right.
Because if you're telling us that we should elect you, you don't want us to tie the arbitrage of Madame Salif's 12 years around your neck, then tell us how your Joe Bucket Unity Party differs from Ellen Joseph Salif's Unity Party. For all the smart people they've been having behind him with the Wilmer Pay and the all of the former people that spoke for the last government, they have failed at that. Now they're trying to change that. So me, I'm trying to listen. But as somebody who doesn't support the Unity Party and Mr. Boakai, I really want to learn. I want to understand what is the difference. Because they haven't told us yet. But they're trying now. They're trying, but they still haven't made their point. That's the point I'm trying to make. So Madame Joa Howard Taylor, with all due respect to my Oma, Madame Sua Koko, I don't think she has pivoted enough to tell the Brand people why she was able to make those comments and how now she will be like the liberal and equal. Because she eating serious crow.
She eating serious crow. I agree. That's true. That's true. With all the feathers, I mean, she's not even plucking the feathers out. She just exactly. Yeah, from all all those comments, you eat their money, they bring in a stolen money to now to saying that they got record, the Liberian people should examine. That's. But then again, that's Liberian politics. They go one way or the other because they have not had serious punishment based on these political error, on false political error. Our folks do not punish these people when they make these kind of political error. And so they tend to play around with it. Because for you to be in public and tell the people that will bring your money, that will bring you serving as vice president of the Republic of Liberia and telling the people that if the people bring the money and you're going to eat it, they stole the money, and you fail to prosecute those who you believe stole the money or even recommend to the Justice Department, then for me, it's not a joke. But then again, they make these kinds of reckless statements because they don't get punished.
Well, but and that's why I'm going to push back and say, who's responsible for highlighting that level to our people? I think it's on us, you, me, and the liberal, us LPR, to teach our people. And I guess some people say, oh, they're supposed to know. For me, I'm an educator. I do not go with supposed to. I keep putting it out in the ethos and hope somebody understands what I'm trying to say. Why would somebody go to Bon County and say the person we're stealing, but we're keeping it here?
Yeah.
Well, what's when they kind of still live here? They will still live in mansions.
Yeah. Your mansion.
Live in bushes.
Your
but
mansion.
I think they will clap for that. Make that make sense. I'm stupid. Please assume I'm stupid. Make it make sense to me. That I should clap for your children being elevated, having boots with straps to lift themselves up by their bootstraps. But my children don't have boots or arms or straps, but you have used the government resources to give your children arms, boots, and straps, and they can lift themselves up by their bootstraps. And I should clap at you putting my children at a competitive disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
People were clapping.
Yeah, and he's in a race.
And this is where I differ with a lot of my brethren and compatriots in the United States and abroad. It's not their fault. You only know what you know, the liberal. You only know what you know. We have to teach these people in Liberia to understand that what they're clapping for is against their existence. In Minnesota, when I first moved to Minnesota, in 2007. I came from Texas. There was this guy called Tim Pawlenty running to be governor of Minnesota for a re-election.
Right.
This guy advocated for the total removal of food stamp, CHIP. For those of you in Liberia who don't understand, CHIP is the comprehensive insurance for children of people who don't have the resources to get insurance. Right now, my insurance, I pay $560 every pay period for my insurance. So I pay over $1,000 for insurance with my children. People who can afford that, the government steps in. Tim Pawlenty was taking that away.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there were people in this state who were making far below, who are going to be affected by your policies that were voting for Tim Pawlenty.
Right. Voting against their own interest.
Against their interest. We had to go out and tell these people how this guy is not in their interest. How this guy is not in the interest of their children.
Right. Okay.
The same way we did that education here, I think we can do in Liberia.
But let me ask you this last question. Here, and then I think I will open the line for maybe 5 minutes or so. Let me ask you this last question. With what happened with Tim Pawlenty over there in Minnesota, where you guys were going around trying to educate the people, you think our people back home are sophisticated enough to accept similar situations, similar educational process?
Yes. The problem is, are we willing to put similar education process in place? Because we did it here. There were people here who were working in nursing homes, who were the nurses, who were degree holders from back home, and were voting against their own self-interest. We have to teach them why that is against your self-interest. We can do that if we're not condescending to our people in Liberia. Here's what usually happens. When we are doing it to Americans in America, we use a different lens. When it becomes time for our brothers and sisters in Liberia, we become condescending. We talk down on them.
You got people like me. Your hand fake my mom. My hand fake your mom.
We talk like they're dumber, and they're not. We just need to explain to them what they don't know.
Okay.
And I think if we do the same, if we follow the same approach, yes, our people will be able to understand what their interests are and how to vote for their interests versus voting against their interests.
Okay. Thank you. Just stay with me. Let's give me 5 more minutes of your time, folks. That's the number there. My phone is connected already, but we're not gonna be here 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna call it quick for the night. We'll be back again tomorrow, of course. So let me ask you this, sis. Of course, like I said, I'm going to invite you here and spend an hour or so with you, one-on-one. And if the conversation is going to be heavy, it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be genuine. That I know for sure. But besides that, with this political situation that is happening in Liberia right now, I know you have a candidate that you support, and I'm not asking you to distance yourself from that candidate, far from it. But what I want to find out from you, as young as you are, and someone who have political experience here in the United States, and I'm not trying for you to transfer that experience back to Liberia because most likely they might not fit. But what are some of the things that the voters needs to know as they get closer to the 2023 October election that you think they're missing out on right now?
I think a lot of the oxygen in the political room has been sucked up by minutia. Is not coming tall enough? Is he baby police? Is Joseph Boakai about to die? Was he in a surgery? Does he have a pacemaker? Does we are to stink? And is he sleeping with all the children in Liberia and getting high with their own kush? And is the most important is Kewon Gonglo rich enough to help Liberian people. I think that's minutia. And I think the status quo benefits from people discussing minutia, getting in political quarter, discussing things that should not be amplified. If you are a Liberian in Jalatan, when it rains, you have flooding from both sides. You have the water washing down for Universal Liberian campuses, and then you have the water right there that you're living on, both coming and crowding you. When your representatives come to talk to you, your presidential aspirants or your senatorial aspirants, what are they telling you that will fix that problem? If you are a Liberian that calls people like us in America, and I'm going to do a podcast to raise money to send children to school in Liberia. We know, Mr. Toh, that we are a proud people in Liberia. Liberian people like begging people to about it. So when you get to the point where you got to beg somebody in the diaspora that will not answer your phone, or they answer your phone, they yell at me. Man, you know what time it is? Don't come in that kind of time. They yelling at you. Do you want to keep doing that? No, you don't want to be doing that. Are the contenders in your district that you're going to vote for, legislative and presidential, speaking to that? How do they empower you so that when you call your brother Sister Goya, he can answer the call and say, "Man, how you doing, man? We're going to talk about a different thing. I don't have to disrespect you because I'm sending you $3, $2." So for me, I still think that we here, us here, have to tell people to understand and start thinking about what are the most important things to you. The last time I was talking to one of my brothers, he called me and he's having a wedding. I said, "Man, why am I support your wedding? If I can't, I rent big car for you, and you no more get married. Then no more walking my line every day, going to go sell Bilabo."
Yeah.
What does that do for her? Those are the conversations we need to have. If the current government is building a market hall and your folks cannot afford to sell in a market hall, ask your representatives, what are they going to do to empower you economically? If there are schools built around your community, yet your children cannot go to school, or people are passing WAEC, yet 50% of folks fail math and science, is that what you need? We need to start making sure we educate our brothers and sisters so they can ask those tailored and sophisticated questions to their lawmakers. If Sir Joseph can say he can be a role for you, is that your role as a senator? If it is not, why are we talking about it? What are you going to do in the legislature to codify what the president has introduced, paying WAEC tuition, so that after the president, that it is still within the law?
Mm-hmm.
That one president can say, "I'm doing it no more." What are you going to do to codify and fix the issue of tertiary education? Post-secondary education is tuition free, but fees have gone up. What are we going to do? Just we are introducing, that's a good thing. How are we going to build on that? How are you going to build that? Tell me. Because Joe is not going to live forever. How are you going to build on his understanding, his mindset to improve our system? I think those are the questions our people need to be asking their representatives, their senators, and their presidential contenders. Joe Parker has to answer that question. Cummings has to answer that question. Tewan Gonglo must answer that question. And President Dr. George Weah must answer the question. But if we're not doing that, we get stuck up in these pedestrian arguments about who too smelly, who's short, who about to die, and who poor. We does not help our Liberian people.
Okay, I think if you can join me tomorrow, then we're gonna pick it up from there, because there's a lot. The what you're just saying, the more you talk, the more question comes out. But this last one here, let me throw this to you, and then we can call it quit for the night. And that is, many of these third world countries have these so-called a group that does the telemarketing and stuff like that. They don't even speak good English. Do you think our young Liberians getting out of colleges and things that they do not have the ability to do exactly what these people are doing?
You know, if I feel like trouble, I swear to God. So, so you talk about Indian men, we can answer your call when you're talking about the way.
Indian Chinese, they don't even speak good English. They get
I'm
these
trying to get elected in this country, so I'm not saying anything. But no. All jokes aside, I really think this where our governments, not just George Weah, even back to LA, have failed. There's people in India doing customer service for people in America. They both pronounce W as we.
Yeah.
And we are in Liberia. When we pronounce to a larger extent the same way Americans pronounce. You think in total there cannot be a call center? But the problem is with the way we sell ourselves. I told you the last time in my school district how a 9-member Chinese delegation came.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't kind of offer old books. They said, here's what we offer. Here's how we think we should partner. They came for partnership. Our people, they come for begging. Even though our country offers a lot more opportunity for partnership. And I was listening to Emmanuel Yakpaulo, Dr. Emmanuel Yakpaulo. He's talking something. He said, you cannot sell what you don't know you have. You can't sell what you don't know you have. If you do not know, you have not done a study of the capacity and the ability of your country, you can't sell it because you don't know what you don't have. You cannot sell. I can't go to the market and go sell people corn when I'm not get corn. I will sell pepper to give because I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Liberia has a better chance of doing better. Our leaders, collectively our leaders, irrespective of political affiliations, have to do an inventory check to understand what we have. How do we market what we have? Until we can know what we have, we don't know what we got to sell. And I think that is the problem we have. We could do better. We could do more than India because we have the ability and the intellect and the language skills and capacity. We're not leveraging it because we don't know what we have.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope that we can find time, you and I, one-on-one, soon before this so-called CEO come out, because he just called me today and give me a link.
So let me give him my appointment now. Bon Kante Teacher of the Year, 2022-2023. I'm trying to bring him on Wednesday or Thursday. If you got time tomorrow, come on, or Friday. I know tomorrow or Friday I can come on, we can have a discussion. But this guy has been named twice Best Teacher of the Year in Bon County, 22-23. His name is Philip Lipolu Moluba. I'm trying to get him on. I'm trying to highlight Liberian teachers that have been doing wonderful work in Liberia and trying to say, okay, we raise money for him and his scholarship to help Liberian teachers and help Liberian students. So that is, you know me, that is close and near to my heart.
Right.
So I'm trying to get with him to see if I can bring him on Wednesday. So okay, I can either do you tomorrow or I can do you after Wednesday and we can come on, we can discuss.
Okay, so you're
I really think that guy has been doing a wonderful job. And I want to start with him, Bon Kante, and I want to go to the best teacher in Nimba, in Grand Jide, in Lofa, bring all these best teachers in Liberia. I've been doing wonderful because we sit there sometimes we just talk. There are people on the ground that are doing the work, Mr. To.
Yeah.
There are Liberians on the ground that are actually doing the work. And so we need to bring these people on and highlight them and raise money for them. In Liberian society, when I put I can cause my cause, they don't can raise money. But me, I want to change that mantra. I want to bring these guys on who are teachers, these ladies who are wonderful teachers, and let them talk about what they're doing, and let us put their numbers up, and let us raise money for them to help our children in their classrooms.
Okay. All right, Sissy, just keep me informed if your schedule for Wednesday, if it's gonna hold. Keep me informed, and that way I don't have to prepare anything for Wednesday. That way I will yield the time to you. Okay, but anyhow, I want to thank you. Okay, he's ready. I want to thank you, Sissy. We will let's plan on having a conversation on Thursday. I mean Friday.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Again, folks, Samson to LeBron Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again tonight for tuning in to LeBron Public Radio, which I don't have my closing here. I can bring it on. It's easy to do. So we will tell you thank you very much for your continued support of LeBron Public Radio. Excuse me. If you have kids, you know that he's ready. So I gotta go. But anyhow, but before I do that, I have to say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful. But I don't see my good night stuff. That's the problem. I'm having right now. Okay, let's see. But where's my good night stuff? So where is it? Huh? Is it not here? Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, folks, Samson to LeBron Public Radio. I will say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you very much for joining us, and good night.